Welcome back, everybody. Hey, still stuck in the channel, as you can see. Nothing too overly exciting going on, but there is actually a pretty interesting pattern developing. Yeah, right. But if you just take a simple GAN-FAN ratio, chart here, which is essentially fib, it's a Fibonacci golden ratio, uh, kind of applied over time is the way I see it. And I'm imagining on this day, I decided I'm a big fund. I have $100 billion in my, of capital to work with, and I'm going to look for the best chances to buy and sell. And I decide here, okay, let's buy and let's put our train on its tracks and say go. And I don't care how long it takes. Maybe it takes 4 years to get through some of these scenarios, but it didn't take 4 years to get through some crazy gainers, right? For those who played it right. And you can see, I think, some of those decisions, the collective market making decisions, but I believe are probably more concentrated in smaller number of players. But again, I'm just talking out of my ass, so don't listen to me. But I mean, you can do a simple, like the 1-1 line here, which is the dotted dashed line, is just showing like it's essentially a 90-degree angle. A 45-degree angle from a total of 90, and so that's kind of believed by technical analysts that the 45 is kind of like the standard trend which you based things on, whether it's bullish bearish kind of thing. So if you want to read this, if I'm not mistaken, please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but that the 1-1, the dotted dashed line here is kind of describing whether you're in a, if I'm deciding whether we're in a bullish or bearish market or a bullish and bearish trend for any given time frame, then I can just pull out this GAN-FAN and lay it down. Obviously, the more data you have, the better you can fit it, which of course is potentially problematic because you might overfit it. Ignore those for now, those complications, okay? And just work with me. Don't use this as financial advice. This is just me playing around with thoughts. You lay it out, you can see, okay, there's volatility like hell up front. We're trying to figure it out. We get through. We're already in a bullish trend from December if we play it out like this from November. We see that's massive bull gainage, right? We never even come close to, we start coming close to, reverting back to neutral territory around 29 in July of 2021. Then we keep going. We're continuing that bullish run. And then, earlier this year when people really, including myself, started feeling the pain and kind of questioning, no doubt, whether we're in a bullish or bearish overall market, well, we could tell we were not coincidentally, maybe, really trending here on the bullish bearish neutral line. So lots of attempts to really get us back into the bullish territory. We had so many attempts, but eventually we failed. We crashed through it, and there's no doubt in anyone's mind that this line is real, right? There were 1, 2, 10, 1,000, 1,000,000 people trading that line. How many of them traded the exact same line without communicating to each other and cooperating? It's so hard to imagine that's real, right? That's not coincidence. There's something going on here, right? Some people get a little bit further. Some people, these are small traders. Okay, a few little bits and bytes there, but whatever. Once we get past it, then we retest on the downside, on the bearish side, and completely fail. It didn't take us, but this is when the panic really started setting in. And if you weren't paying attention, that's when you just got your ass handed to you. But hopefully you're in this for the long term and you didn't have to sell at the bottom, because we did not stop there. That's when the real bear started making hollers. Everyone finally, that's approximately at the same time when I realized yeah, we're in a bear market. I mean, of course, I kept hoping that we'd be popping back up, retesting it, but we made it too far too fast, and the volumes just kept increasing as we're going down, which means we are in a seller's market, right? We tried a couple little blips, and we pass through the next stage. Okay, again, do you think it's coincidence that this line exists here? That's all I can say. How do you explain it? How do you explain it? That's what I want to know. We go through the fib 50 right here. Okay, that's on the, if you take the top and the bottom, this is actually where we're going to be seeing the new, let's say, golden pocket. If we just take the horizontal fibs, not considering time, then it's approximately somewhere here. Maybe we could even play with that a little bit and call it on the spot where it actually failed, which is approximately where the GAN fan also crosses over. There's some pretty nice correlation, or not correlation, but overlap here. And if we really start looking down in, we do have the golden pocket right above us. We are edging ever so close to it. We have, we can call this like a rising wedge, for example, if you want to get technical. And if we dive in deeper, there's some W's and some failed head and shoulders. We talked about it last time. I mean, there's all sorts of interesting stuff going on, and I believe that it's really a battle against bears versus bulls right now. But the best, to my best estimation, the Bears are still in charge. But this is a critical zone right here. If we go another few days, so let's say we stay horizontally under this, let's say we peek into it even, whatever. We're talking 28th of August, the end of this month, going into September, the beginning of the end of summer. Okay, we know that summer is either usually pretty bearish or it's very bullish. If you look back, it's a pretty binary time. The summers are very binary. The volumes are generally lower. People are on vacation. Europe is definitely on vacation, not paying attention, using cash for other purposes than investing, taking a break, chilling, hitting the beach, having a beer, having a smoke, do your thing. And then September hits, and then the volatility again rises. So who's collecting down here? Well, we can see someone is. The volumes are spiking, massive volumes on Bitcoin. We can also see that the charts are just lining up in terms of some of the key patterns that are forming. The channel is, we can't stay at the bottom of this channel forever. We're either going to pop back to the top. We're looking at within the next, so to September 1st, we could see anything up to 29,000 in this channel, all the way down to about 25,000 if we can break through the golden pocket. I suspect if the golden pocket is going to continue to prove to resist moves to the upside, then we're going to fall out of this, and we're going to fall out hard. It could be a fake out. Could be a fake out to the bottom, retest 23.5, maybe even some of these higher volumes at 23, and then again, rocket off, retake the channel and pop through and so forth. But of course, these are all just speculative hypotheticals. What we see right now is that we're definitely coming into resistance. My target is a little over, it's a little over 25.5, 25.75 would be ideal if we can, 26 would be ideal actually if we can get above the golden ratio here, retest, and then continue on. Now that would be kind of the picture perfect textbook continuation here, but that's that. Let's look at one more chart. I've shown you this chart yesterday. Again, if we kind of play out the GAN and we try to fit the data, we can imagine that there's a market making player, a large, I mean, this is huge influence. It's like in order to stop this type of move, which with high volume requires a large amount of capital. And at this stage, someone is still trying to keep it down. So if we look at GANs with this southwestern or down to the left perspective, I'm imagining that these are sellers. These are people who are going to want to, generally speaking, keep the prices down. So this is clear support, or this is clear resistance. And these are not necessarily, in my mind, the actual support levels. It's more about resistance on the upside, on the top. There's other, I have quite a few other GANs going in the background you can see here, which kind of help me find triangles and other interesting lines, because for me, it's not just one market maker. I'm imagining that there's a large number of market makers who are actually pretty constantly, rather than statically as I'm doing it now, pretty constantly updating their projection, let's say. I'm just going to call it projection, right? It's a GAN projection. And so we'll see. We have made it technically, according to this perspective that I'm looking at right now, we've kind of passed in on this 17-hour perspective into the bearish. So within the next 17 hours, if we don't get back above 24.6, 24.5, then we're going to be looking at a continuation to the downside. I would suspect. Oh, so we can also look at a few other GAN fans here. I'm going to go ahead and clear off the retrace. The trend line here can go away, that guy. The GAN fan from that side can go away. If you take from the opposite side, okay, leading out till November, we might look at something like this, where again you can see, I mean, this is bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, and then what? It's like, where are we going from here? Could this be the point where we kind of start retracing and turning back around, start regaining some of the lost ground? I certainly believe that we could be in for a quarter of green candles. I would be happy about it myself, but let's count our chickens when they hatch, as my mom always said. As long as volumes continue, I think we're good. Let's see what else. This is a more short term, a little bit shorter, also lining up. We could see a retest according to this down to the 23,800 levels. Again, it's just touching the bottom of the channel, so nothing surprising there. Get ready for it, definitely be ready for touching the bottom channel again. Here's from a long-term kind of bullish perspective. From this one, I kind of imagine rather the bottom lines to be support, rather than resistance so much. There's another perspective a bit longer out, at the beginning December, which also tends to be a month of volatility. Is this back dashed line showing that we're just about to cross into bullish territory if we were to take that middle line as the crossover. Again, you can also see that we could be forming some sort of triangle with this action, bulls versus bears. We got also the final, again, bearish kind of pressure from the top lining up. Okay, this isn't the greatest, but again, there's going to be across this moment in time, there could be 100 different GAN fans, one for each of the players out there setting their bots to trade. using a very simple algorithm if you were to think about it this way. So this is, of course, inaccurate, but I try to look for the one which does fit the best, and I'm trying to understand how the moves in between. And really, what's clever is if you take another GAN fan and take it, you can actually just you can move it because it's a ratio. So it's if you move it to like the next level, well, you actually get new data, you get more lines, and they all eventually meet. And so, well, you can see where the pressure is likely to be found. Stay safe, everyone. I know I'm still blabbing and probably not saying anything that useful. I hope it is at least a little bit, and they will get better. I just want to keep at it, and your encouragement is greatly appreciated. Like, subscribe, all that. See ya tomorrow.